This Christmas Eve felt very different for Jungkook. After years of spending the holidays with his BTS friends and family, he was now living his role as a soldier in a military camp. The camp is located in a remote area, surrounded by snowy mountains. Despite being away from home and the glittering life he is used to, Jungkook still wants to make this Christmas count, not only for himself but also for his fellow soldiers. Since early December, the atmosphere of Christmas preparation has begun to be felt. The soldiers, although busy with strenuous physical training and demanding daily tasks, tried to bring the Christmas spirit amidst the harsh military life. They began decorating the barracks with simple items, utilizing anything that could be found around the camp. A small fir tree, which grew not far from the barracks yard, took center stage. With great care, the soldiers cut it down and brought it indoors. The tree was then placed in the corner of the dining room, standing firm despite its sparse leaves. They knew it would be a warm symbol of Christmas in the cold atmosphere of the military camp. A simple twinkle light found in the camp storehouse became the first addition to the tree. Although the lamp was old and some of the bulbs no longer lit up, the soldiers were fine with it. They replaced the broken bulbs with the help of Jungkook, who painstakingly tried to fix them using makeshift tools. "We have to make sure these lights are perfectly lit on Christmas Eve," he said with a smile, trying to encourage everyone. Once that was done, they put the lights around the tree with enthusiasm. When turned on, the dim light created a warm atmosphere that touched everyone's hearts. Jungkook, with his undeniable creativity, took the initiative to make additional ornaments. He invited some of his fellow soldiers to look for materials around the camp. They collected waste paper, empty plastic bottles, old cardboard boxes, and even wood chips. These were transformed into stunning works of art. With scissors and paint, Jungkook took the lead in making gold and silver paper stars, snowmen from plastic bottles filled with cotton, and bell-shaped hanging ornaments. The result was simple, but full of spirit and joy. "It's not about how fancy the decorations are, but how we make them together," said Jungkook, smiling broadly at his partner as he began to enjoy the creative process. However, Jungkook didn't stop there. He felt that their barracks still needed something special, something that could make everyone feel closer to the Christmas spirit. So he decided to paint the walls of the barracks. With a small bucket of paint found in the storeroom, he set to work. His partner was skeptical. "Are you sure this will work, Jungkook? The paint is almost dry." However, Jungkook just chuckled and started painting. He drew a simple Santa Claus with a thick white beard, wearing his signature red hat. Next to Santa, he added some small reindeer and a snow train full of presents. While painting, Jungkook told his partner stories about how he and his family used to celebrate Christmas at home. The stories made the atmosphere more intimate. Some of the other soldiers started helping out, even if it was just by stirring the paint or adding small details to the painting. "I've never painted before, but I think I like this," said one young soldier who looked proud after successfully drawing a small star near Santa Claus. When the decorations were finally finished, the barracks that used to look monotonous and full of military impressions was now transformed into a place full of warmth and cheerfulness. The small evergreen tree they had set up in the corner of the room now shone with makeshift twinkling lights, creating a warm atmosphere that seemed to ward off the cold winter air outside. The handmade ornaments hanging from the branches of the tree looked so colorful, despite being made from simple materials such as waste paper, plastic bottles, and cardboard. Each ornament has its own story, as they were made together with laughter, jokes, and hard work. On the wall of the barracks, a painting of Santa Claus by Jungkook and a few other soldiers adds a special touch. Santa's face with his white beard looks cheerful, as if welcoming anyone who enters the room. Not far from Santa, images of a snow train and reindeer added to the Christmas feel, while small stars drawn around him made the wall look more alive. Even the soldiers who were initially pessimistic about the idea of painting the walls were now proud of the end result. When everything was done, the soldiers stood for a moment, looking at the results of their hard work. Some of them smiled broadly, feeling that this joint effort had changed their mood. At first, they all found it hard to spend Christmas away from home, without their families and the traditions they were used to. But now, the warm atmosphere they created inside the barracks provided an equally meaningful glimpse of togetherness. Before long, the atmosphere became more relaxed. Some of the soldiers started joking and laughing at the ornaments they had made, which were a little strange but full of effort. "What's this supposed to be? Snowmen or aliens?" joked one of the soldiers, pointing to an ornament made from a plastic bottle decorated with cotton. Laughter ensued, breaking the silence of the barracks that was usually filled with the sound of orders and marching footsteps. Jungkook, who is usually the center of attention with his positive energy, suddenly had the idea to capture this moment. "Let's take a photo together," he said, holding up a small camera he had borrowed from one of the soldiers. They all agreed, rushing to gather in front of the small Christmas tree. Some tidied up their uniforms. Others tried to add ornaments to the tree to make it look fuller in the photo. As the camera was set, all the soldiers gathered excitedly. Some of them raised their fingers in a V sign, while others just smiled widely. In the center, Jungkook stood with his little guitar, adding a distinctive touch to the photo. "Okay, smile everyone. 1, 2, 3. Click." The sound of the camera captured a moment that would become a fond memory for everyone in the room. After the photo session was over, some of the soldiers were still reluctant to leave. They sat around the Christmas tree, sharing stories about how they usually celebrate Christmas at home. One soldier talked about his family's tradition of baking cookies together on Christmas Eve, while another recalled visiting church with his parents. The stories, though simple, created a stronger bond between them. Each felt that, although they came from different backgrounds, they all shared the same longing for family and home. Jungkook, who listened attentively to the stories, was moved. He picked up his guitar and began to play a soft melody, continuing the warm atmosphere that had been created. Simple Christmas songs like "Silent Night" and "Oh Holy Night" sounded so beautiful in the barracks, which was now full of laughter and warmth. Jungkook's voice, so melodious and soulful, made everyone pause, contemplating the meaning of being together on this different Christmas Eve. As the night wore on, the barracks was still filled with warmth, not just from the lights and candles, but also from the hearts of everyone there. They knew that this Christmas would be unlike any other, but it was because of their simplicity and collective efforts that this moment felt so special. The soldiers who initially felt alienated now felt like part of a new family, which taught them that Christmas is not just about place or tradition, but about togetherness and shared love. Jungkook, although tired, was satisfied to see the results of their collaboration. She sat in one corner of the barracks, looking at the results of their hard work with a small smile. In his heart, he was grateful to be able to share the joy and spirit of Christmas in such a simple yet sincere way. For him, this Christmas may have been different, but the warmth felt at this military camp is something he will always cherish. Not only was Jungkook busy with the decorations, he was also actively involved in setting up the Christmas event. During the day, after finishing his grueling physical training, he was often seen in the camp kitchen helping the chef cook. The special Christmas menu was prepared with all the limited ingredients available. Jungkook, in his enthusiasm, proposed some simple ideas, such as Korean roast chicken with barbecue spices, military-style mashed potatoes, and warm soup to combat the cold. All the soldiers participated, sharing the tasks. Some washed the ingredients while others helped with the seasoning. Jungkook took the lead role in making the small cakes, using only basic ingredients like flour, sugar, and chocolate powder. When the cookies were baked, the sweet aroma spread throughout the camp, boosting the soldiers' morale. She sat in one corner of the barracks, looking at the results of their hard work with a small smile. In his heart, he was grateful to be able to share the joy and spirit of Christmas in such a simple yet sincere way. For him, this Christmas may have been different, but the warmth felt at this military camp is something he will always cherish. Not only was Jungkook busy with the decorations, he was also actively involved in setting up the Christmas event. During the day, after finishing his grueling physical training, he was often seen in the camp kitchen helping the chef cook. The special Christmas menu was prepared with all the limited ingredients available. Jungkook, in his enthusiasm, proposed some simple ideas, such as Korean roast chicken with barbecue spices, military-style mashed potatoes, and warm soup to combat the cold. All the soldiers participated, sharing the tasks. Some washed the ingredients while others helped with the seasoning. Jungkook took the lead role in making the small cakes, using only basic ingredients like flour, sugar, and chocolate powder. When the cookies were baked, the sweet aroma spread throughout the camp, boosting the soldiers' morale.